Real people, real cases. This is Verdict Watch.
Chelsea Belfort then on the record in 2024, TR 3284, State of Kansas versus Chelsea Michelle Belfort. Jared Regier for the state. Miss Belfort, are you here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Miss Belfort, you are charged with driving without your driver's license in possession under KSA 8244. That tells me that you had a license, but you left it at home or somewhere besides in your billfold or car. And that was alleged to have been December 10th of 24. License to be carried and exhibited upon demand. This is an unclassified or Class C misdemeanor, unclassified. The penalties could be up to $500 in fines and 30 days in jail. Probation is certainly an option. Or, well, I was going to say there's diversion, but I believe you had a long history of violations, so diversion may not be an option. How do you want to proceed? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty and proceed to sentencing, a plea of no contest and proceed with sentencing, or a plea of not guilty and set this for trial?
Can I ask a question about this situation? Because it wasn't like I forgot my license or left it somewhere. You are correct. I have a long history of traffic violations, and I had recently just paid off the fines that I owed to get off of a suspended license. I had just finished that. I had gotten an SR22. It took a very long time for that to get through the state. Once that was through the state, I needed to go to my local DMV to get my identification card replaced with a driver's license. I had not done that yet. I got pulled over. I showed him my identification card. The officer told me that he would run it, and if it was valid, I was good to go. He ran it, it was valid, but then he still wrote me a ticket. I can tell you, I can show you my license, or you can look on record. 3 days later, I pleaded with my boss to give me the morning off so that I could get into my local DMV and get my actual driver's license.
Okay,
So I
you
have rectified that, and I just want to know what's the best way for me to go forward to stay off of this, because I'm trying to get out of trouble and stay out of it.
I'm your judge, not your attorney, but I can tell you the law applies to when you were stopped. What you told me is that the officer could have charged you with no driver's license or maybe even driving while suspended. Those are both Class B misdemeanors.
No, I wasn't suspended, Your Honor, when
All
he
right,
pulled me over.
so driving without a license, it's still a B misdemeanor. But apparently he decided to give you a break, and the driving while suspended may have gotten you further suspended. And it looks like he was taking into consideration everything you told him. And so he gave you the C or the unclassified misdemeanor. And so you can either plead guilty admitting that, you can plead not guilty and set it for trial, or you can plead no contest, which doesn't admit it, but it doesn't deny it and take it to trial. You'd still be found guilty. You'd probably get a fine, and if any sentence, it would most likely be probation. I'm not your attorney. I'm just telling you based on some of the things I see, what I have seen. But that's about the best I can do for you at this time. You can hire an attorney. Okay? So how do you want to
plead guilty to the charge.
Do you feel like you're being coerced or forced to in any way enter this plea today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. You're doing this freely of your own will and because you want to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I mean, I don't I don't want to, but this is where I am. So.
Okay. Did you drive without a license on December 10th of 24?
Without the physical license, yes, Your Honor. But I was a valid licensed driver.
I thought you said you didn't have a license.
I said I didn't have a physical driver's license, but on record with the state of Kansas, I was a valid licensed driver.
Do you know what she's saying, Mr. Regier? If she wasn't suspended and she didn't have a license that was valid, how could she be a valid license holder?
One moment, Your Honor.
You've charged it as a unclassified.
Your Honor, pursuant to the charging language of count 1 of the amended information, it does allege that the defendant, quote, did then and there unlawfully drive a motor vehicle upon a highway of the state without having a valid driver's license in such person's immediate possession.
Yeah, I read that. I understand the charge. I just don't understand what she's trying to tell me. Okay, let's try this again, Miss Beffert. Did you have a valid license somewhere other than in your car?
No.
All right. But you had. Why
I guess
did
what
you
I'm
not
saying
have a
is
license?
when you look up on the website, you can go through the Topeka website to see if your license is active. So I'm saying through the state of Kansas, it showed that my license was active, not suspended.
Okay.
I just did not have the physical copy of a driver's license. I had an identification card.
But you did have an active license in the state.
I need a charger.
Yes.
All right. So you had a license, you just didn't have it with you that day.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, that's simple enough. I'm not sure what someone's interrupting us with their conversation. So I'm not sure what all of that other conversation was about. But so you're admitting that you did drive with a valid license, but not in your possession in Butler County, December 10th of 24. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And is anyone making you enter this plea today?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will have given up your right to trial? You won't be able to appeal your conviction?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I am finding you guilty of driving without your license in possession, a class or an unclassified misdemeanor. Recommendations, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, notwithstanding the level of the charge, before the state proceeds, the state would be requesting a ruling on the record as to whether or not the defendant has waived her right to counsel in this matter.
The court finds she did knowingly and voluntarily waive her right to counsel on record to this
Yes.
unclassified misdemeanor.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would be prepared to recommend a $50 fine, $108 court costs, a suspended sentence of 30 days, and non-reporting probation for a period of 6 months.
Okay. Where do you live? Are you in El Dorado or what town?
No, Your Honor. I live in Arkansas City.
Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your fine is $50. Court costs 108. When can you get the 158 total paid?
I can have that paid within a month.
You sure you can do it in 30 or should I give you 60?
60 would be best, and I'll try to pay it well before then.
All right, 60 days to pay. And I'm going to put you on a 30-day probation, but if I'm going to make a 10-day court sentence, you'll have to serve 10 days in jail if you don't get this paid or if you violate any more laws, because I'm giving you a 6-month non-reporting probation. That means that for 6 months, you won't have to see a probation officer, but you are on probation with the conditions that you violate no laws, that you pay everything due within 60 days, and that you make an appointment with the officer shortly to get your picture and prints taken. And if you don't do any one or all of those three, then you can get your probation revoked and you're looking at a 30-day sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court is ordering booking in this case, does the court wish the journal entry to reflect the same?
I expect the journal entry to reflect that as a third condition of probation, please.
Very good, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so stay online. Miss Beffert, go in the breakout room when you get the invitation and set up a time to take care of that condition of your probation that requires you to get your picture and prints taken.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You may go.
Thanks for watching Verdict Watch. New court drama every day. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a case. Leave a comment with your thoughts. We're watching too.